Hi and welcome to March 2020 Patreon rewards video. And okay, so let's get started. I'm gonna very quickly go over what's going on and what you could expect, not only this month but probably continuing into next month on the type of rewards that I'm going to be producing, the kind of art I'm going to be producing. So I don't necessarily make a big secret about the fact that I'm Roman Catholic. And there is, and as of a couple of weeks ago, of time of this recording, it Lent started, and usually I give up reading comics and stuff like that, and but this time I was really thinking about it, and because I'm a believer, I believe that we've been given gifts. One of the gifts that I've been given is the time and the resources to develop my drawing skills. Notice I didn't say my drawing gift because I worked really hard to develop the skill. It wasn't just handed to me like from on high, right? I've put in the effort to develop the skill of drawing, and I've been given the time, resources, health, uh, energy to develop this skill. And I've never really gave it back, like when like paid it back, like kind of like, here's this thing, and ideally you want to give it back to the giver of the gift as a thank you. So I decided that I was going to take the time to join this rich tradition in Catholic history of religious art, right? And I was going to do some for Lent. I was gonna give up my time and give up my gift to God. All right, so that's what I'm going to be doing for Lent. However, I still have other things that I need to do. So now it's become like this giant juggling act. So I'm going to be having to give up some of what I was already doing and replace it. So here's what I did, and I'm going to show you the artwork now. Now that you know, now that I've set it all up, now that you will see what I did. And then you'll see that it's also a little bit spotty in the amount of work that I'm doing, but here we go. So this here is the page that I got done ish. I haven't done this is as far as I got. So the comic kind of had to stop working on the comic, and this is where I stopped, and I'll have to pick it up after Lent, I guess. So that's all I got. And then, all right, so here's I talked about sketching my wife last month. And so this one is also a drawing of my wife. So now you're going to see some of the stuff that I've, in the way that I'm talking about it. And by the way, these coffee mugs is a different project that I'm thinking about doing. And I think I will talk about it as soon as it starts actually panning out, and I'm actually doing in the process of doing it. I'm not sure yet, but I'll talk about it when it actually starts panning out. But here's some of the sketching that I did in the metro of Jesus for a very specific thing. So another thing that I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be creating a different Instagram account. My brand, my drawing, what I tend to put in my Instagram accounts, and most of the time when I show my artwork here, it's usually cute girls. I'm usually drawing that, and I'm skewing to the cute girls in happy and joyful. Like the entire idea is to have my drawings be something when you look at them, you kind of smile. You feel good about it. They make you happy, that sort of thing. The So that means that this artwork kind of doesn't fit with the other stuff, right? The religious stuff doesn't fit with the happy, sexy girls, right? So I'm gonna just, therefore, I'm going to have to a different Instagram with that stuff that's going to be in and of itself for that purpose. So when I share the religious stuff, it's going to be in its own thing for that group of people that want to see that sort of thing. More sketches here with lighting and stuff like that. And a lot of this stuff is looking at photo reference, but not of necessarily men that actually look like this. Like I take the photo reference and then I change it to make it look like this, like Jesus, not like who the person actually was. Again, more developing ideas and concepts for specific drawings that I'm going to be doing. And this is not everything I've done, but this is everything I did in last month. Okay. So this is where because I didn't really start drawing until the very last week of the month. I didn't decide to go in this direction with the art until the last week of the month. Last month. All right. Here is the Feminine Friday sketch that I did this month. This is the last one that I did, and coming up will be another one that I did earlier. But this is one of them. This is one of two. I only did two Feminine Friday drawings this month. So this is a finished, developed drawing, and it came from this sketch right here. So this is the sketch. And this is the final drawing. This is the way it came out when I did it digitally. And there's going to be something very specific I'm going to be doing with this. And once it's done, I'll put it on Instagram. This is another one that I did, which was based off of this sketch here that I did. And this was the very first one I did, and then I did this one second. And I did this one second because this one, when I showed it to my wife and I said, does it read that it's Jesus? She said, no. It looks like a prophet or a saint, but it doesn't look like Jesus. It doesn't make me think Jesus when I look at it. And I'm like, really? So, wah, wah. So I had to toss this drawing out, and I did this one instead. This drawing when, okay, so I started this drawing on the way to work in the metro, and I had sketched it out, and it wasn't finished. Like if you look closely, you can see that there's red. So I've been using red pencil to just kind of lay in the drawing before I do the final pencil pass. And so I did the red pencil pass, and then I had to stop because I reached my destination and I had to get off the metro. So I put it in my sketchbook, and I took it to work. I had my sketchbook on hand the whole time. I got to work. I set my sketchbook down on a table, and I started making coffee. I started putting together my coffee, right? Like I started putting the cream and sugar and all that stuff into my coffee, or at least I was going to. So I had the coffee, I put the sweetener in there, and I was going to put the top on top of the coffee so I could pick it up and put cream from the kitchen. And as I was putting the top, ironically, I tipped over the cup. I didn't tip over completely, but it spilled over enough so that at least a fourth of the contents of the cup fell out, just all over my sketchbook, like all over it. It was drenched from the whole cover was drenched, and it was just oozing out, and it was spilling all over the table. And I was like, oh my gosh, and I had to go get some paper towels, and then I had to start wiping it, and wiping my sketchbook, wiping the table. It was just like, it was all over. I was like, oh my gosh. But my sketch was in the sketchbook. So my sketchbook is just got these giant coffee stains, which really isn't a big deal. A sketchbook is a sketchbook. Things happen to it. I don't expect my sketchbook to be in a good condition by the time I'm done with it. So now it's got a lot of character because there's coffee stains all around the edges, but it doesn't go very far. In fact, this is about how stained the pages in my sketchbook are. There's a little bit of a stain on sides like this. But see how this sheet of paper was also in there and got stained. So I thought, what am I going to do? Remember how I said cute girls, but they're happy and joyful? Well, and this is a representation. This is very much what I'm talking about. Like she is just happy, right? I thought about it. And having the coffee stain on the drawing. And these drawings I'm selling these drawings. And I thought, well, I'm going to have to start all over and do a different drawing. And then I said, no, you know what? No. I'm going to keep the coffee stains on here, and I'm going to finish the drawing. And because it suddenly became something else. Things happen in life. Stuff just doesn't go your way, right? You get accidents, like having coffee. But land on your drawing, right? But that shouldn't ruin your life. That shouldn't ruin your day. You can't dwell on that sort of thing, right? You can't just go, oh, bad things happen. Why is me? You know, you want to turn it around and do something positive and joyful. You want to find the good in all of that. This is the good. This is also, now this drawing actually became symbolic of that notion. That you just keep smiling. You just keep moving forward, stains and all. It's okay. It's all okay. So that's what this drawing means to me because of what happened. And because of the character, the girl in it is still happy and joyful about it, about being there at the beach or by the pool or whatever it is. She's laughing, she's enjoying life in spite of the coffee stains in life, right? So yeah, so this drawing right now is at the time of this recording still in my Etsy store, which I will link to in the description of this video. But this symbol, that's what this drawing suddenly became, just because of that incident. And I looked at it and I said, no, this drawing now has a story. I'm not going to stop drawing it because now it has a story and it means something. So yeah, I turned an accident, I turned a mistake into something positive. And I think that's just something you want to do in life as much as possible. It's just to turn it and find the good, even in spite of the little bad things that happen or the big things that happen. What can you learn? How can you turn this and turn it into a positive? You know? So here's this month's postcard. Another joyful, happy, very cute girl. Done in the style that I'm actually really enjoying doing. Like I did that linear style where I just did the lines earlier. I was experimenting with that where I did the shading and then you could actually see the lines. I like that style. I like this a little bit more. I started doing this kind of look digitally, and then I wondered if I could do it using the watercolors that I usually do with traditional paints, and I gotta say I really like it. It's a little bit. There is a little bit of line work in here, but it's not ink. It is still watercolor. It's kind of like a self-ink line, but you can kind of, but you don't necessarily see it too much. It's there, but it's not overt. But something about the combination of having this black outline to it, and then having like a self-ink line in it while still having like a rendered look to it, is a style that I'm really, really enjoying working in in my paintings. It's halfway between cartoon and naturalistic, and I really, really like it. So I'm going to be giving this postcard away, and the winner of this month's postcard is one of my patrons. Is Helena Ross. Helena, you won this postcard. I think you've won before, but this is, again, congratulations. Now this is going to be yours, so I'll be sending it out as soon as possible. And Steve R., if you're listening, I sent out your postcard and it came back because I didn't put enough postage on it. So I resent it out again today, and I hope they're not going to send it back to me for whatever reason, but if they do, I'll let you know, and I'm going to have to put even more stamps on it because I keep forgetting that if you're out of the country, I need to put more postage. And finally, I finished the cover for my new Art of book, where it's going to have a collection of my drawings. When it gets published, it's going to be available to purchase via Amazon. The first one, this is number 2. The first one is also available on Amazon, but most people don't purchase it because you could actually buy it or get it for free digitally if you become a newsletter subscriber on my regular blog, which I haven't updated in a very, very long time. That blog is called luisescobarblog.com, and if you subscribe to that newsletter, you get a digital copy of my Art of book, of my so the first book doesn't tend to sell very much because I just kind of give it away. This one is going to be purchase only. So, but again, it's going to be available on Amazon once I get all the interior is ready to go. The only thing I need to do is put a title page and copyright information in the back and publisher information in the back, and then in the front, the cover page, and behind the cover page is what I meant. It's going to be publisher information, the copyright and all that stuff. Once that's done, it'll be ready to buy on Amazon. And this is the cover that I did. And so this is actually a digital version of what I mean by having, like, the self-ink lines. So there is self-ink lines in here. There's the thick line around the character. So it's exactly what I'm talking about when I did this traditional drawing. This again, there's a thick black line around the whole entire thing, but the interior has self-ink lines and it's a lot more modeled and it looks a little bit more naturalistic. But there is a little bit of line work in it. And I did try to make this look a little bit watercolor, a little bit more traditional looking. It has a texture to it. All silver patrons are going to get the PSD file of this drawing so that you could break it down and see what it looks like and what I was doing. Also, all silver patrons will get PSD of this and this, because these are digital drawings, and a PSD version of my comic page, which is this one. Okay, so these are the rewards that everybody's getting this month. Again, now you understand why this stuff. There's going to be a few things that I tend to not usually do, like religious drawings. But there's still the stuff that I usually do, which is the cute, happy, joyful girls. She's not very joyful, is she? She's kind of serious. That's because I started drawing her before I decided to change the type of girls that I draw. One of the reasons why I decided to change it so that the girls I draw are not only cute but full of joy is twofold. One, the notion when you draw a person and all they're doing is staring blankly, it doesn't help. The character's kind of dead, so you as the viewer kind of mirror what the person in the picture is doing. So if, for example, in the Renaissance paintings you see suffering Jesus, you feel sad because he's sad. You're like, oh, look at his face. Look, he's sad. You know. So I was like, well, what do I want people to feel when they look at my drawing? And I don't want them to look at my drawings and go and have this expression on their face, because if the person in your drawing has this expression on their face, you as the viewer is also going to have the same expression. You don't want that, right? So that's why when I draw the women now, I give them the expression I want you to have when you look at my drawing. Okay, so one thing that I wanted to do was really quickly inform everybody on Patreon that I am going to be moving the tip level tier from $1 to $3. What does that mean to you? Absolutely nothing. It means nothing at all. Whatever you contribute will still be your contribution. You'll still get the exact same rewards on tip level as you used to. The only difference now is that anybody coming into my Patreon brand new the tip level will be $3 rather than $1. So I'm gonna make the change in about 2 weeks. So that means that if you're watching this video and you want to join into the tip level, in 2 weeks it's going to go into $3. So I'm just giving you a heads up. That's it. You don't have to do anything. You will not be charged $3 if you're already contributing $1. You don't have to do anything. It's not going to affect you at all. But I just wanted to inform everybody so that you guys don't panic. I will also write this down on Patreon so that you could get this said in case you don't watch this video. It's not a surprise. But in any case, I just wanted to let everybody know that that's going to be happening. Yeah, so those are the rewards. thank you so much for supporting me. Thank you for being my patron. Please bear with me if you're not into the religious art. I'm not going to promise that it will go away completely from now on, but it's still, I'm still going to be drawing the pretty girls and the superheroes and all that, but mostly cute stuff. I just really like cute, and girls I think are cute, but I also like chibi stuff, and I'll eventually start doing some more chibi things eventually. But yeah, so thank you so much again for supporting me, and I hope you liked the rewards, and I will talk to you next time. All right, bye.